And we are live into the action here between Apeks and forZe. This lower bracket final. We've hit the top 4. Time to narrow that down to 3. Starts out on Overpass. And it looks like it's starting with a B take into an empty site. They're going for retake setup. But forZe are stalling out. So, Alan, I got to tell you about this piss around I watched yesterday. This was in North America, by the way. I was blown away.
That's already, you know, setting a good stage. Tell me.
No, it was brilliant. So this was coming through from Boss.
There's a stop.
What they...
Okay, yes, carry on. We've definitely got a few minutes.
We got a few minutes. So they set up for a B play early on. And what they did is they had 3 players tight to the monster tunnel, like hidden, right? And then they had a 4th player swinging the monster tunnel with a USP as if he was the lone lurk. Meanwhile, they had their lurk on the other side of the map working his way up long. So when the player who was back at the monster tunnel just trying to fight with the USP got dropped, and then contact was made from long, the defending team thought it was a full bite on a, you know, the initial fake, and then a full bite on A, rotated up, 3 players rocked out monster tunnel, and it worked out beautifully.
You said USP, I think you meant P250.
Or a Glock. I think it was just a Glock, to be honest. I don't know what it was, to be honest.
Let's get it to T side, 3 players to the right side of monster, 1 guy facing.
Yeah. Basically 3 players tucked hidden, 1 guy facing.
We as endpoint played against that very similar pistol once, and it absolutely ruined us. I can't remember who it was. Can I remember who it was? No, I can't. But we I think it might have even been in a scrim, but I seem to remember, you know, you just sort of sat there, you're making a call, it's like 1 fighting monster, not rushing, and then next second there's like 4 players running at a monster at you. It is a little bit scary. Spooky.
I was impressed when I saw it last night. I don't think I'd seen it before, which is interesting. You know, it's not like Overpass has changed a whole lot. So I've watched a bazillion hours of Overpass. Don't expect to see new things.
It's rare. It's like a T-side bait, which you can't normally do. You wouldn't normally be able to creep up so close, but I guess Monsters is different. You get it all the way up to the edge without being spotted. Okay, well, I think we're going again. And the only question I have is, are both teams going to run the same pistol or not?
I mean, they didn't get seen, so why not?
Yeah, but Apeks know it wasn't connect. You know what I mean? Like, they know it wasn't A or connector, so.
You're right. They are stacking in towards B. They've got the read this time, so maybe a little bit of a fortunate break there for Apeks that it wasn't a live round. Choppy, not able to get the first one. Kicks and drops him down. No bullets connected, but out monster they go into the fray, and Result is finding results. This player was short to deal with. jkaem from Graffiti, and jkaem will make his mark. It all falls to Result. Would need the ace, and it's not going to happen. So Apeks maybe getting a little extra information here.
Well, I'll take that. Clean stuff. No plant, and Gukushima immediately buys. Okay. I assume the team's going to come in behind him. Or not. Okay, he's going to play the first gun round on a scout then. He's going to buy another scout. Assuming they lose this round. That is... interesting. Well, he needs to do some damage to justify it, I guess. There you go.
All right.
Paid for itself already, practically. And then some.
And then some. Knock actually could get pinched here pretty badly. His teammate's playing all the way back on sign, right? So Knock is very much on an island. Now he's getting a little bit of support as the push into short comes. So it's lots going to be about timing here. Sausalito goes for the peek. But they're not showing anything. There's the look. They wanted the scout to make first contact. Now the rifle can get in action. If they had an HE, this would just be over. But the only HE's back on A. And forZe back away. Losing crowd in the process here in party. 50 seconds on
jkaem's, yeah, he's high HP. I think he's got him. Timing is perfect. 2 down. Shalfie tagged. And this round is all she wrote. The scout got the tags. Just couldn't finish it off with the pistols on those other players. Was winner plays? Is it? Must be Sinners, right? Waiting in the no. Yes, the consolidation final. And then winner of that gets the Central Pro League spots. So still some work to do for both of these teams.
Alright, Gokushima. Got the up out early. Here's a result as well. Alright, short aggression punished. Nothing doing there. Sassanito and jkaem shut down. Now pressure on for Apeks in this first gun round. A little bit of the bonus, but far from a comfortable one.
I feel like they should just full stack a sight. Yeah, I think that's the call. Problem is, if you lose anything more, reinvesting becomes a problem. I know Nork and jkaem have money, but Sens and Kakanito, especially if Sens goes down, they'll need some drops. What have we got then? Retake setup, just the boost. Kixan ahead of his teammate. Just falls off at just the wrong time, gives away the info. Might be a kill for Nork. But surely they spotted Kixan, did they not? Yes, they did. He goes down. And Apeks definitely need to save these rifles. Well, you take those.
You take those.
They just got ran
so.
into. They were just sat outside a monster with numbers, sat outside of connector and B, and players ran right into the crosshairs.
Nothing wrong with that, as far as they're concerned. Doesn't mean we're gonna have a game on our hands early on here. A little bit of a back and forth affair. 2 saved guns. Let's see what the decision is for Apeks. It's a pretty good buy.
Yeah, they have to. They haven't got the loss bonus to save again. But it should be no AWP unless jkaem is feeling especially spicy. But that would be very unlikely. Okay, there we go. Rifle for him.
I mean, Nock's fine on the rifles, right? You don't really need to take that risk. I haven't seen the pressure to require the options yet.
There we go.
Deegan.
He's taking his time. Sort out the buy. But he's in now.
They went for aggression on the last round. Didn't work out. This round limited in the weaponry. Might they do the same? Like a boost's being assembled here. Yep, on top of the boxes with Sassanito. Smoke to obscure his vision.
Ooh.
If X-rays could speak, I think Sassanito might have seen the player pop up on this mini-map.
I think he did. That smoke's a little bit deep out from result. But no harm, no foul. As this A default comes through. Numbers towards long. There's nobody here to greet them. Of course, we know also that no AWP on Nork. So much harder to mount some sort of defense for this particular portion of the map. You can see Apeks already committed essentially to the site proper. jkaem could smoke divider and they re-aggress toilet soon. And look at forZe. They're definitely coming A. 5 here. Long prong now activating. Only a matter of time.
The swing back around is bold. Nock unpunished for it. Smoke goes up. That'll slow things. I thought that was a smoke. Maybe a Molotov through. 30 seconds.
It was a smoke. It was a smoke, just delayed on the HUD.
forZe has no pressure on the other side, so they can't rotate back off. But Nock, what's he doing? Out no man's land. Oh no. That's really unfortunate. jkaem going to go down as well. Knock, just a bit of a blunder. Bomb now down. They need no extra time. This one should be over. It's looking like a save. That, Knock clearly got caught off on the timing of where players were, but I'm not quite sure what the idea was.
Slightly bizarre stuff, isn't it? Because forZe was so telegraphed, and they couldn't readjust because they had 5A. That's why they had to commit. And I don't know. It's one of those rounds where you have to ask Apeks at one point, like, well, what do you expect? You had smokes, stairs, and bank. You hadn't seen anything B. You knew there were players on A.
Yeah.
There's not really any excuses for being caught out on timings, are there? Because that was the most likely thing to happen. Fine shooting though from Tanir. Got to give him some credit. Of course, Apeks leave the door open, but it's Tanir to slam their fingers in that door. He did not miss anything because he ran onto that site.
He is the player, I think, who we know the least about when they started to assemble this. Even Gokushima, we had sort of heard the name. But Tanir, to me, has been impressive every time we watched him, right? I mean, I'm trying to remember when we last watched this roster. I know we were just kept saying his name.
Was he in the Atlanta qualifier?
Probably.
They were definitely in one of... It might be the Yonsha thing. Okay.
There's a catch.
This time. Yeah, works
All
out.
right. Same boost. Better results, and you got your short control. Here we go. Limited round, but you get both rifles activated early. Now you've put forZe on the back foot. Now you've got the ability to shift towards either site. They're going to stack A, which is interesting here, right? Leave the one player just for a little bit of a retake. You got the pistol, so you want to maximize them, and jkaem will do exactly that. Swinging on in. It's falling apart. What's happening for forZe? They've just face planted in this one. And Krat is all that remains, and he's just getting rid of guns.
Wow, that's a statement, isn't it? He knows this is impossible. He's surrounded. Kakanito's going to swing. Duel at the distance and jkaem's in behind. That's a fine shot from Krad, but I mean, as you said, just a collapse. They knew some guns were saved, so there isn't an excuse there for forZe being caught off guard. Just unaware of the boost as a possibility, and from there, Apeks just capitalized. Perfect for them. Is there a miss smoke? There's a... You saw that smoke from spawn at the start. I don't know where it's landing. The mini-map is a little bit off.
Door here, but it does look like it's missed. But also, we've had issues with the HUD with utility since the swap. So yeah, it has to have been missed. It has to have been missed. It's mollies usually that show in the wrong spot.
Yeah, it could have been... It could have been a toilet smoke, but I doubt it. Didn't look right. Interesting. Either way, no matter what the aims of that util was, Mike, they've got none left. They've got no smoke to execute a site. If they go B, there's no heaven smoke. A will not be much easier because Nork is AWPing that site.
He's just gonna have to have some.
They need to be perfect.
Shooting.
They can't make any mistakes.
They haven't really gained that much for the smokes that they've thrown either. We had 3 smokes come out from the T side. They've got kind of front bath control. They're just taking it now, not while their smokes were up.
Xiaofi's found one on the ground, so somebody must have dropped one in spawn. Interesting. That is good news, and he needs to make very good use of that.
You're gonna have Tanir make contact here on B. Spots the player that might pull rotations. Does it drag another player down? It does indeed. There's one in heaven, actually 2 off the site. Apeks bit. These late fakes, these late executes are causing all sorts of trouble for Apeks. Kixan manages to find that gap, but he's quickly traded upon. And while they've lost Tenier on the flank, now it's a 3-on-3. So that lack of utility is no longer going to be an issue. There's no utility for either side. It's all about the guns. And Apeks don't fancy this. Apeks aren't going to give it a look.
I don't blame them, Mike. Think about it. It's planted default. They know Fukushima's AWPing. You're all on the B site side. You can't flank. It's too late. There's just no way to kill Fukushima, is there? He's just going to hold the bomb with the AWP, and it's impossible. So it might look a little bit silly, but Apeks are ensuring a buy in the next. And yeah, it was the over-rotation to the fake that won that round. They were just out of position by the time the hit came.
I can understand why they're biting on these, right? forZe are leaving themselves no margin for error. There were 12 seconds on the clock when they were rocking into the A site there. But they're going to teach Apeks real quickly. They can't trust any late information. I mean, that's wild. Tenier, it's important that Tenier stays alive there. He doesn't get the kill on the barrels player, but just surviving means that they have to consider the possibility that there's more players behind him.
It also delays the retake by maybe not super long, but 4 or 5 seconds. And that might have been enough to just dissuade them completely. So. It's a risky style from forZe. I'll be very intrigued if they keep up these very late round hits. This time, Tenier not so lucky. He's caught out in the open.
Yeah, a bit of an odd one there. Didn't expect the close player. Different look here for Monster. He's tried this a couple times, so they punish him this. Oh, aggression short. Good flashbang. 1 for 1. Still all right, because it's confirmation. forZe down a man. With only connector in terms of map control to speak of. With the bomb drop back here, it seems like they are going to mass for the B play. Ooh, audio cue from Shalfie.
Yeah, that's enough. Look, Nork's moving. jkaem's already advanced. Apeks going to be free on B by the time this hit comes in.
There is time. They've got utility. That splash might have just ruined their chances here. Oh, he's repositioning. Crad gets the kill. And a second. Crad might have just done enough. But it leaves it just to 1. Fukushima should be able to get this plant down. He's trying to bait Knock into a peek. Buying that time might have actually caused bigger problems. jkaem coming around on the flank. Fukushima's got some utility to work with, and he's going to slip the gap. This is huge. Knew he couldn't stay. Be a death sentence if he's stuck around on site. So instead, he's going to make the play here. jkaem crossing. So important. Has the smoke for it. He's actually passed, baiting out the shot. That's huge. Now Knock holding the angle, holding the corner. Fukushima knows he has to make the move. Burst firing the Glock. Can't even find jkaem. Oh, the no-scope. Oh, so many opportunities. But it's the blade of Knock to put him down.
That was wild. Absolutely wild at the end. I can't believe he even gets near jkaem.
I think it's enough.
Yeah, I think he probably would have won it. Nork is going to be kicking himself because Nork got a leg or some sort of tag off onto Fukushima. He just needed a pistol shot to end it. Wow. That was wild. There was so many small parts to that round. Nork is going to be livid because he was half a second repositioning was the exact moment those players ran out of short. That would have been game over if they'd ran out into his AWP scope. Either side of that reposition. So fortuitous timing from forZe, but not quite enough. And they're forced to take a step back on the eco. Look at this, half buy. Crad's got a hero. AK, but elsewhere, just the pistols. Ooh, a Mac 10 on Shelfie. Always scares me when people don't have head armor on these sort of rounds. jkaem or Kicksan get in one bad duel against a Shalfie swinging wide on a Mac 10. That
with
is
the techies. One tapper on the headshot. It's responsibility on Knock here. jkaem's going looking. What's he gonna find? I think he just heard a player drop. got confirmation that there's players here. They stack up, and now jkaem and Knock, that duo, well, they found a trio of kills. jkaem will be found at least, but this should be over. The armor is gone. There are no more armored players, and forZe, are they just gonna save the rifles?
They actually could, couldn't they?
Yeah,
it's an option. Maybe they'll stick around to see if one of these CTs overfaces. For now, what are we doing? We're boosting Fukushima. Wants a duel. He might have been spotted there by Kixan. But I guess not, given that these B players are staying put. So, gonna scale up. Pray for a good duel. That's nice damage, but no frag, unfortunately.
Should be over now. Tanier, just a matter of time. I respect going for it. Even just if you get one more kill, the economic damage onto the CT side's punishing. But you are going to have an issue. Shalfie's going to be on a MAC 10, presumably again, something along those lines.
Fukushima almost caught jkaem there, you know. Fukushima was late in from by the fountain. Almost caught jkaem. That could have got very scary very fast if jkaem is dropped. Alrighty. Pause out from forZe. It feels necessary, doesn't it? Because they just haven't got their teeth into the last few rounds. Granted, they've gone close, but I think that's more the individuals late round making it intriguing rather than necessarily a strategic outplay. They've had their moments in this half. Let's see what style Mr. Shalfie wants to employ this time. Has to be said that you've got to imagine that Fierce, the team's coach, probably more than anybody, she's shaping this team strategically, I would have thought. Jerry made quite a lot of interviews at the start of this year and going into this year about how Fierce was adding a lot strategically, adding a lot of depth and strength in fundamentals and helping Jerry even then learn more as an in-game leader. So I guess we're looking at Fierce to do a lot of the heavy lifting and getting this team ready to go.
Result. Not gonna get anything going here. Sasanito just locked into down the monster tunnel. Whatever they were hoping for out of this round, it's a non-starter. Apeks looking at another clean round. Just left to go Kushima, who has to ponder what he even wants to do here. 1v5, no hope, no chance. Ballman is built at a minimum, but he's got a full body, he's got full util. He could try and save for a minute, but his teammates won't be along with him. This one's gone from a scrappy affair to looking very solidly good for Apeks.
Yeah, and even jkaem might be ensuring there's no save. Given the big flank and a great hold from Apeks, it was a attempted monster pop from forZe and perfect cannonades. Kakanita, right place at the right time, just goes to town. And it has to be said, the star players on Apeks have hit the ground running in this series. That machine is working just as intended right now.
Absolutely. Your veterans delivering. Sasanito, the firepower. Sense contributing, but not required to step up above and beyond. This is what you want. This is absolutely what you want. I am curious. Would love to hear, you know, what they're thinking about Sense, right? Because obviously he did step into one of those difficult roles with Stiko out, where it's more about the less tangible things that he's bringing to a roster than the frags. Setting up teammates, taking space, holding on. Curious about it.
Yeah.
Timing that works out.
It's always hard with players like Sense because, I mean, take an example. Drop. For a long period on Furia, at least internationally, maybe not in Brazil, was getting a lot of criticism because statistically he wasn't there with the rest of his team. But he stuck it out for so long. He looks good on MIBR now. And you can just... Sometimes players... It's going to sound really stupid, Mike. Sometimes players are just good. Like, you just know they're good players. I've coached examples of those. They might not always have the best numbers, but they're just good players. They are fundamentally strong. And especially if they're willing to take some more of the less desirable roles. Just having some fun. That adds value. Not everybody can be a star. Not everybody can be, you know, a huge vocal component trying to lead the team. Sometimes you do need somebody that is willing to fill the gaps, to be the glue, essentially.
Kind of player who's a lot better in a team than on a stat sheet.
You can tell who they are because there's never a bad word about them, and they very rarely get removed.
True.
Stiko at times probably was one of those players. Stiko,
I think there was a Maui tweet at one point which was sort of accurate, which is like, Stiko is an amazing player to have on a championship team, but only if he's your 5th best player.
Probably fair enough.
Was, I think, the line, which kind of makes sense.
You get some leeway on Apeks because jkaem is a good player, and he is capable of playing some strong roles too if he needs to. So versus other outfits, you have got scope. But we'll see in the long term. I think Sense has been perfectly fine, but this is a sport, and you do have to defend your position at the end of the day. There's a lot of people that want to be on this Apeks team, so there's never a chance to relax and sit back.
Not coming back in time, but jkaem's lost. So this is one of the better starts we've had for forZe. It's taken them a minute 10 to find it, but they've got it. 1-for-1 exchange. They've got some space. Nok wants to take that space back. Question is he ready for result? He's got a teammate coming up top con. Everybody's here. They've seen nothing towards B, so Apeks are really tightening up here. Talk about telegraphed. Apeks have learned their lessons this time. Here comes the hit. Here comes the move. Here comes jkaem shutting it down. And it all falls to Kokushima. A 1v2, but never ready for Nok. And it's over. We got one more round before we go to the half, and it's looking like it's all Apeks now. This is the 5th round in a row strung together.
They're just playing so well off the back of each other. As we said, the machine is functioning so well, and more tangibly, they're just communicating so well. They're all on the same page. The reactions are getting really fast now, and we said it earlier in the half. forZe playing a lot of rounds where we're just grouping up early, and it does feel like Apeks maybe getting better information, maybe getting a read that is forZe are consistently having the numbers in the right place. Seen it enough times now that it can't be a mistake, it can't be a fluke. Apeks are calling great Counter-Strike.
Swing on out from jkaem. jkaem, big kill. Needs to stay alive, can't do so. Still, he's found one. Might make this retake possible. forZe, we're gonna get the spawn plan, but they got to cross the op. They've got to cross the op, and they've got no smoke. That's the problem now.
They could plant pillar, but I don't think they know it, Mike. I think they will cross to default.
Oh, Nok pulls off. He could have locked this round down. He could have been that guy. Instead, now jkaem's lost. Nok realizes. He's so wary of them slipping under the gap, wrapping on top of him. Got the first, got the Molotov as well. This could be huge. Forces Kokushima out. No, it doesn't spread in time. Kokushima will sacrifice himself to set up the 1v1. Set up the clutch for his captain. Nok's gotten down. He hasn't seen Shalfie. That's the most important part. Doesn't know where Shalfie is. Making a ton of noise on this one. Shalfie just trusting the element of surprise. There's going to be the tap. Nok has no idea. Flanked out, knife down. A little bit of flare there on the end to find a 4th for forZe and send us to the break. We're back into things. Got a little bit of time before the round goes live, but for forZe, success has been a few and far between. They ended with a nice little stab out from Shalfie, so maybe a little bit of a morale raiser in the camp, but they need their young guns to get activated. We were praising Tinier. He's not done much. Result, not a little bit more, but not sustained. It's been tough for forZe, and Apeks really ran away with that first half.
Nog was a monster. An absolute animal. And as you're saying, forZe, especially where they are right now as a team, they have to have the individuals in good shape. It's their best route into these sort of series. And unfortunately for them, just seeing this pistol round, been a little bit inconsistent. Those were some nice frags in the mix. But overall, leaning the way of Apeks, now have numbers towards A, and Crad in Connector is the only player nearby. This is about to get very exciting.
It is indeed. Result. Can you do? Found the first. The second. Oh, he's got it. Last bullet in the gun, and Result may have just won this round. Bomb, drop, knock. A minute to try and recover this in the 1v2, but it's basically just a brawl. Chance at a plant is a far-off thing, and he's now been spotted. They know where he's coming from. He's tagged up, down to just 28 points of health. See the Result or Crad, the insurance factor. Nox got a good idea of this crossfire, but knowing and solving, those are different things. Result coming alive, called out the young stars. He pops off.
Brutal. The second fight is extended, but an important kill nonetheless. I think it was Result also that collected the lone B player for Apeks earlier on. He grabs the info, he gets the flank off, so goes beyond just the raw frags. And that is an important pistol to keep forZe in Overpass. Of course, it's their map pick. We expect good things out of Apeks on, I believe it's Ancient, their map pick, map number 2. So staying in this map is very important. That, though, okay, another Soul Scout buy, and it's paid dividends.
Shalfie. It's a nice find back the other way. Crud could get some really interesting timing here. Oh boy, they came back to check just to see if there's a push coming in, but Crud was patient. He's got the imp on the end of his line, and he's waiting. He's patient. He's under control. Now Crowd activates. It's just one player in the corner. Sastanito with a Glock, and no chance.
So Nog was the top of the ladder, right, in T Connector. He almost would have seen the flank there. I'm telling you, 1 second earlier, you would have seen him. Oh.
It's a game of inches and seconds, man. Sometimes that's all you need.
A lot of flanks this game. I don't know what's going on, but everybody seems to be pushing. Everyone is feeling that urge.
Keeps things spicy.
Alrighty. Guns are out for Apeks. The standard defaults here as Crad is going to do Crad things. Crad has been doing this for half a decade. Aggressive on A. Name a more iconic duo.
He's going to phase the smoke. Late on the fade. Nox wise to it. Spam coming back the other way. Crad thinks, okay, he knows. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. But Kickson takes damage elsewhere. There's the opening blood. Nearly cost jkaem his life. But he's got the kill, and now Sense following it up. Look at the health remaining, though. All these T's. The first one's collected. Sense was hoping he'd just be able to gain the space, but Yokushima has a chance to mow down quite a lot. He's going to fade the smoke. Okay. Okay. That would have been insanity. Thought he was going to go through it. Would have been utter madness. Instead, there's players coming over. So Sanito drops down off that boost. Now Gokushima knows. Now Gokushima knows, and he goes through the smoke?
He got a flash. He did get a flash, but it wasn't a good one. That was wild.
Yeah. All right. All right. Trying to make the bold play. May have just fumbled the round.
Yeah,
no one's on B. There's no defense here.
They've got to save. Guys, we do need to take the bomb to the site. Somebody needs to grab
eventually.
that.
I don't know, man. Retake might be back on here. I don't know if they know. They should know how low jkaem is. He got dinked. Ah, this has got to be a tempting one, but the positioning's awful, so not going to happen.
What a bizarre round.
Right? It's the through smoke. Oh, I hear a drop. That means there's 2 players here. I'm going through. I guess if the flash lands, it might have been perfect. But the flash gets caught.
But you can imagine it was almost certainly Gukashima's call. I doubt it was the person flashing. So, you gotta feel bad for the guy flashing. It's like you're being shouted at to throw a flash. I've got to. I haven't got any time to line up a good one. And yeah, that's what happens. See where the money is. Yeah,
weird.
On the brink. It's actually it's a much better buy from forZe than I expected. I thought there'd be a couple, at least FAMAS's MP9s in the mix, but they have managed to muster rifles. That is good. Yeah, I know.
But perhaps if Gukashima wants to push smokes, that's okay, eh?
Let's see.
Result, first blood. Aggression into short. He's going to get the sec as well as they try and trade it. Crowd would have been there if Result hadn't. The 1A player is down. But it's still a man advantage.
Crad just going to push. He is.
Crad doing Crad things. He's gotten himself into an incredible spot here.
Oh.
And he could catch Sassanito off guard. Sassanito's doing his diligence.
He's never clearing right,
this way.
Surely.
Well, unless he's used to Crad.
The timing.
Oh, he cleared right.
Oh my lord, that's a disaster.
He knows. He got the scouting report. He knows who he's up against.
It's also the whole information for the CD side is just gone. If Apeks pumped the brakes a tiny bit as they are, they're playing the sites. They thought they had the ultimate flank. forZe have no idea where these Apeks players are.
To be fair, Apeks doesn't know where they are either. The bomb's just now crossing Fountain. They have a player towards either side, but their options are very much open. Now it seems like the lean's going to be A, and it's the correct read. Oh, Shalfie just missed seeing Sassanito there. Now he knows. And he's got the kill. What a recovery from Shalfie. Players streaming in, but Shalfie just sticking in the flames. He's done it. What a commitment. What a play. There's no time. Kicks and knows. He's got to get this bomb down. 4 seconds. Oh, he baits it, and it's over. It's over. Timer gets the best of him. Tanir just has to stay alive.
That was explosive. Wow. Of course, the sole player faking B is enough to hold 2 players. It was just Shalfie. I thought he was dead when that jump spot was so unlucky. Did not see the head of Kakanito. I thought he was a dead man. But what a hold. And he buys time. A burns the clock, but also allows those rotations. And I'm not surprised to see a pause in from Apeks. Because their money is in a very precarious position. Kicksan's got no nades. This forZe team is hard to put away. They just stay in rounds and they stay in games.
Tenacious. Like a tick that's dug in. But Apeks, let's see if they got the tweezers in this one.
Problem forZe's got, they lose 1 round. Look at the money in reserve. No loss bonus either. That is going to spell some bad news. They have to win this round.
Crowd unsurprisingly facing early, but this time he won't go walkabout. He's pushed back. This is an interesting lean from forZe. Heavy towards the monster side of things. Just a CT smoke up on short.
Well, they're guessing right at the moment. They've got the numbers here. As long as they dodged at the entry flashes, they should be in good shape.
Oh, about the timing. First one found, but the trade is there. Knock lost. And Apeks are rerouting off of that, so they've been rebuffed for the moment. The trouble is, if they want to rotate up, they got to spend a lot of time doing it. They've got no info here.
Yeah, I think they got away with that. You know, they showed so much presence there on B, and neither of the A players from forZe reacted and started pushing. So, this real estate, they will have to burn time clearing it. Wow. Kicksan's got a massive... I mean, he doesn't know it, but he's got a colossal gap if he pushes up toilets right now.
Now crowd's coming back up, but it does mean that they've gained just so much real estate in the meantime. And I mean, Gokushima has a scout. They're going to hear this player rotating up. That's going to embolden them to take the space. You're not exactly terrified of a scout out towards long. And crowd, I don't even know if he realizes there's a player truck right now. They don't even need to reveal it. They don't even need to reveal it. Good luck on this, Gokushima.
Wow.
Your teammates are dropping thick and fast, and the bomb is down. All right. Whew. Shut me up real quick. Still, the flank is here. Sausalito should have this every day of the week.
Yeah, and Tinea also was committed to the save, so that was
He's been whisper quiet, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was actually going to make a massive thing about it, but I saw his stats before the game aren't quite as good as you'd expect, given some of his individual maps. So I think it's safe to say that, you know, skilled player, but diamond in the rough at the moment. Still some work to do, which is, you know, exactly what you'd expect someone of his experience. So. But what if the Czar round? I wonder, because forZe see all that presence on B, but the reaction is so late. It's 20 seconds too late. They have the player rotating off. They leave the player aggressive on long. They should have been doing that 20 seconds before. Yeah, and the timing is just perfect for Kixan. So a little bit bizarre. And maybe forZe showing that there are some gaps. Look what that has done to the economy. Oh my lord. Just Xiaofi on a rifle. This is scary times if you're a forZe fan.
Dude, Result getting frisky, Result! Putting a little bit more faith in rifle now found as well. Deep short control. But jkaem's just walked out and he can't win the fight! He can't zero in it, he gained all that space for nothing. That's a disaster now. That's an absolute disaster. Apeks, this should have been the death blow. This should have been the backbreaker.
This was practically map. This was... The next round would have been a full eco.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not done yet, but... Regardless of weaponry, big advantage. Guns scooped up. 2 players now probing A. Look at the bomb on Kixan. Is he really going to wait out? And are they going to run a fake?
I guess. A probe here? Sense should be dead from the long player. Just to his left, even if he gets grad, which he doesn't. Eesh, this just goes from bad to worse for Apeks. It feels like they're just doing things themselves now.
What was the plan? Was it really to 2-man fake A and then walk the bomb out monster? I mean... forZe have 5 players. They were not going to leave the B bomb site for free. Guess it was kind of pick your poison in their situation, but what a round. That has completely changed the face of perhaps this series. Should have been Apeks in touching distance of winning their opponent's pick, but now it's them in economic problems. Their money is going to be so out of balance. Assuming they can save these guns, and Gokushima is not going to push. Result is having a map, man. He is... that 157 kill he just got is definitely the highest impact kill of the map. That is massive.
Investment will come through from Apeks around those 2 saved guns. It's okay. It's okay. But the chance to close the gap is now here for forZe. They have been given a blessing. Not 2 ways about that. Ooh, a little bit of a commitment here. Spam from jkaem is lethal. CS2, baby. Walls are paper. Kraz at least able to stay alive, get a kill, and back off. But that was just the Tech-9 lost on Sense. That's a great start for Apeks.
Brakes are pumped. Nobody spotted as that smoke is wiped. What does Apeks choose to do? So they're rooting back for the bomb at the moment. I guess the intent is A, given that their B presence is seeded. Look at forZe though. Double monster. It's a flash over short to get all the harder to read. Fukushima goes poking for info, gets a kill. Combine that with the monster push, and forZe should know what's up.
Krad's back in the spot.
Why is Fukushima pushing?
This time it's jkaem. Fukushima just can't help himself. He's always tempted in by these. Oh, he's not getting cleared. Krad's not getting cleared. No, he is indeed. jkaem spots it just in the nick of time. Shalfie gets one, but eliminated. And at this point, a clutch required of Tenier with an MP9. This would be a hell of a time to come alive for Tenier. It's been a tough map for him. He can at least get his hands on a rifle to try this, but coming out the smoke, that's not going to be the ticket. He's down low, eliminated, exterminated, and Apeks right back on track. Just a speed bump, just a blip on the radar that they've now overcome. Back in position to close this game.
That was hard to watch as Fukushima pushed. It's just frustrating because it's like, forZe, you've got to recognize how good your position is. You've got all the info. Yeah, Apeks would need to have done something incredible to you know, get back out monster and actually, you know, somehow find a gap in that information chain. But yeah, not enough restraint from this young man, unfortunately. Maybe redeeming himself a bit here with that entry, but Apeks still creeping closer. And that's all that really matters in the end. This is a wild call. forZe 4A. It's looking right at the moment.
Got the read. But whoa, with that, it might just come tumbling down. It's a house of cards, right? The long presence is gone. Look at this. They're pushing down in towards Khan, trying to hold on to this space and then battle back up. But it's all going to be about the timing. Molotov sections off the players. It's just Krad, and he's spotted. Sense a nifty bit of movement. Taking command here. The double kill out towards long might just have sealed the deal on map point for Apeks here. A save has to be called for forZe. They have no positioning, no control, no kits. Looks a little silly for Kixon. Does deliver an upgrade over at the very least. But the end result is map point on for Apeks, and it's the young Norwegian to step up and deliver it to them.
Huge entries. I mean, as we prefaced, forZe had the right read. They had the right stack. They had an opening kill. That is a 95% round for forZe. The way that was shaping up, and Apeks find the slimmest of gaps. They go out long, and that young man, Mr. Sense. Big entries, 12 now for Apeks. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, it has to be said, the second half. But when it really matters, Apeks are winning these rounds despite the macro, despite the overall situation, not always looking perfect. And now 4 chances to put forZe massively on the back foot in this series. I don't know what you discussed in this timeout for your forZe, because the last 2 gun rounds you have called perfectly. The overall setup has been ideal. I guess maybe Fierce tries to calm them down a bit. I'm not sure if the comms are a little bit of a mess at the moment. That might be an explanation. But it's really hard strategically to know what to change, because I firmly believe they've actually called a really good game.
It does feel that way. We've just had like these 1 or 2 moments. I like the call of the void on some of these pushes for, I mean, Fukushima in particular has had a couple of these. There's a fine line between aggressive and foolish. Tried to straddle it, but the fast play in towards B means whatever they've discussed, it's out the window right now. You're dealing with the brunt of this assault. The bomb dropped in water. That's something. It did go forward, but man advantage, kills on, smokes up. It should be recoverable. This plan should be A-okay. They'll even re-smoke heaven. The molly's way too deep. It means that Krad with a CZ and Goku Shima are all they've got to try and keep this map in contention. It's not going to happen. Krad is given a blessing, I guess, a stay of execution, but he's just got a CZ in the corner. This is no way, no chance, no how. Desperation on a spray down there, and it's not to take both. Apeks claim their map pick, claim the first round of this. Looking good.
Absolutely. It was a great defense. The T side had a few problems for Apeks, but all in all, they were the cleaner team. They were definitely the better team in the afterplay.